Hi, I'm Mark Koopman, and I am in the APS 945 class. We're going to be doing our video discussion number 3, talking about qualitative measures of performance and what we look for. So I want to go over a program that I've chosen in our school, talk about the qualitative assessment itself and what needs to happen, give maybe a few recommendations as far as what could happen as next steps for the program, conclusion, and some references. So the program I have chosen to review is our new CREATE Academy. CREATE stands for the Coding Robotics E-Commerce Academy of Technology and Entrepreneurship. Yes, it is quite a mouthful. However, the program is very expansive when it comes to looking at what students can take for coursework that leads to a pathway of post-secondary workforce readiness. So again, has a large part of our school involved in it as far as teachers, resources, funding. Those are some main characteristics of the academy so far. So when we look at the program itself, even though we started the program just in the last 2 years, in the fall of 2019, we've actually been doing several of the classes taught by our teachers prior to that. We have a large DECA program that does a lot with entrepreneurship already. However, we really didn't have a really continuous pathway for students to look at. So we started it as a way to compete with another school in the area that we were losing students towards because they had pathways that were available for their students. So again, we wanted to look at an academy and have a name for it with some goals attached to it that we said when students graduate from our school, they will be able to do these kind of things. So that's why we felt like we needed the academy. Of course, who can benefit? Well, any student who's going into the post-secondary workforce would benefit greatly. There's even options on one side of the pathway for students going into college to earn college credits once they leave the school. So again, when we looked at the program itself, I'm not sure we did a great job of really looking at some of the misconceptions people have about the program itself, or even about our school in particular. I don't think we ever really laid out the goals, or we did a poor job of it, and we sure didn't use any, a logic model of any sort to provide some maybe qualitative, or maybe even just some linear thinking as to what it's going to go towards, other than we wanted to have a pathway. So we really didn't put a whole lot into that. We already had a lot of the resources in place, but then we looked at some of the coding and the robotics classes we needed, and we knew we needed to update our technology in our school. We did not talk to our entire staff. We did not talk to a lot of students. So that caused a little bit of a riff between our staff members, those that were teaching in the academy versus those that were not going to be teaching as part of the academy. And then finally, what we did not even discuss about, is it sustainable? Because if you lose one teacher who taught all the coding classes, that's a major part of the academy that you would lose. So how do you sustain this program, and how do we make it meaningful if one of those teachers goes away? So then at the end, we wanted to look at the end of the program, at the end of the year, maybe even mid-year, what is expected? Are you going to meet our goals? Are we going to have reliable answers to the questions? Who are our key factors? Who are those key teachers that we cannot lose? Who are the students we are going after, and what are their contributions even after the program is over? Looking at our staff, we want to make sure we survey them and again see what they have done or what they could do. And then I think we want to look at maybe an exit survey for our students. We have not done that yet, and I think that would be very important. And finally, just a final thought, a little conclusion, I guess. Obviously, for us, ongoing measurement is huge. Being such a new program, new technology, new outcomes, colleges looking for different things, post-secondary workforce, as it changes, what can we do to provide better employees for them? Obviously, we need to take those surveys seriously and update them as we get them. Look for those variables that we may not have thought of previously. I think it's always better to do a formative versus a summative. We call it the checkup versus the autopsy. Do the formative questions up front so that we don't have to have those hard answers in the back end. Again, reviewing the organization of the teachers, of the resources that we have available, and see how it is that they are going to either be maintained within the program, or if we have to go look at another set of resources. And then again, providing opportunities for our multitude of students. So we're a school of 1,400. How do all of our students, can they all succeed within the parameters of the academy? Those are some things that we would want to look at in the end. So there you go. That's a review of our Create Academy. And there are the resources I have for today's conversation. Thank you.